Here's a quote from Art Rooney, all right? Quote, "We've had enough of this. There is some urgency here." Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers for the 2024 campaign. And when your owner's coming out and saying that, and not like Pittsburgh's been bad. Last 4 years, 12 wins, 9 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins. I mean, the playoffs 3 times during that span. Of course, they're 0-4 their last 4 playoff games, and 3-8 their last 11 playoff games. But, number one, Pittsburgh has overachieved Vegas expectations. In every one of these, they've gone over their win total. 12-9, 9-10 the last 4 years. Over each of those 4 seasons. And boy, they've made some big changes this offseason. Mike Tomlin, who has been an exceptional NFL head coach in terms of getting his team in contention week in, week out. But Pittsburgh was ugly to watch last year. At the end of the season, there they are, right in the mix, despite all the ugliness. And again, Art Rooney saying, we've had enough of this. There's some urgency here. There's clearly urgency in Pittsburgh for the 2024 campaign. Teddy covers WagerTalk.com. We're previewing all 32 NFL teams here in July. Why in July? Because the markets haven't started to move yet, and because you guys are jonesing for football content, and because I've already finished my NFL prep work prior to the preseason. So let's share it. My season win report is out already. You can get that right now at WagerTalk.com. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. And that's what I prep for all through the month of June into the beginning of July. This NFL season wins. And Pittsburgh, lined where they've been lined, 500 level team for 2024. It's not like the betting markets are in love with Pittsburgh. And again, you look at some of the numbers for the Steelers. Make the playoffs plus price. Win the division 9-1. You know, the market's not enamored with Pittsburgh. And again, lined this year, 8.5 wins, juiced to the under. Looking at Circa's numbers right here. Lined at 8 wins at the Westgate Superbook. Lined, again, 500 or below 500 right now. There have been big changes this offseason. Certainly when you're talking about all 3 quarterbacks from last year. Bye-bye, Kenny Pickett. Thanks for stopping by. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Wilson looks washed last year. He didn't look washed in Denver. It was not the same quarterback. It's his 13th season. That being said, he had a 26-8 touchdown interception ratio last year. Maybe he's not washed. And I think there's upside for Justin Fields. I really do. You know, a guy that worked through a lot of problems in Chicago, and as soon as they got better, they're like, no, we don't like you. We like another guy. I think there's upside for Justin Fields. I think there's potential for Russell Wilson. You have a new offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith made Ryan Tannehill look good. And of course, last year, Arthur Smith made me crazy and had me pulling my hair out of my head for what Atlanta did. But now he's back in his skill set as the OC. You know, there's hope there. Wilson had a 98 quarterback rating last year. What? Maybe that was Tannehill. I don't know. The bottom line is the combination of Wilson and Fields I expect to be better than what Pittsburgh had at the quarterback position last year. Bringing in Arthur Smith, I think, should be an upgrade. Again, the Matt Canada era wasn't pretty for Pittsburgh offensively. 2 years in a row, what have we seen the Steelers do? Draft offensive line. Big time. This year, they took the left tackle, Joey Fautanu, with the number 1. They took the Zach Frazier, the center, number 2. The 4th rounder, Mason McCormick, at the guard. Last year's number 1, the right tackle, Broderick Jones. Yeah, they've spent resources on an offensive line that's been a underachieving unit for at least a half decade, maybe more. The last 2 years, they finally spent resources on it. I expect Pittsburgh's offensive line, maybe not from day one, but maybe. That should be a pretty good unit. And it should improve as the season progresses. From a receiving standpoint, look, this team only had 16 giveaways last year, the second fewest in the NFL. That could be something that regresses this season. We talk about, Pickett at wide receiver. He's a monster. All right. The rookie Roman Wilson. There are plenty of vets, but it's not a receiving core that scares you outside of Pickett. It really isn't. And that is a concern here for Pittsburgh, especially being that they haven't really been able to effectively run the football in recent years. That being said, this offense has been, it's been very difficult to watch as a Steelers fan, if you're a Steelers fan. I think it'll be better this year. How much better remains to be determined. But there's urgency and there's talent on the offensive side of the football. They've put their resources in the right places. The quarterback, offensive line. There's hope for Pittsburgh offensively, much more so compared to last year. I'll talk about the Steelers defense in just a minute. First, I want to let you know what's going on right now at WagerTalk.com. I spent all of June working on it, and then it comes out at the very beginning of July. My NFL season win report has come out. 100 wins, 50 losses, 3 pushes over the last 23 years. It's a report that I work hard on in June in order. And the reason I do it so early is because that's when the markets haven't moved yet. In August, everyone's going to be doing this. But if you're doing your work early, and I know you are, you're watching these early preview videos, take advantage of the NFL season win report right now. You get $20 off that package. Just use promo code REPORT20 at checkout. Again, promo code REPORT20 at checkout will get you $20 off that season win report that has cashed at a 67% clip over the last 23 years, 16 and 4, 80% with the 5% big ticket reports. A report that I work hard on, a report I'm proud of, and a report that I expect will make you money again in 2024. You get it right now over at WagerTalk.com. And of course, if you like this early NFL betting content, boom, click, give us a like. I don't ask for much. If you want the win report, buy it. If you don't, I'm not mad. It's okay. I don't care if you don't comment. We like the comments. I'm not going to get mad. Put the like. That makes all the difference. All the likes really help. And of course, we've got all 32 NFL team preview videos coming up. So you can watch this one and keep them coming. Be sure to check out the full playlist on your screen. Let's talk about Pittsburgh on the defensive side of the football. This defense certainly has some potential. Watt, 19 sacks last year. When Watt plays for Pittsburgh, they're 69, 33, and 2. That's how big an impact he's had for a team that's basically 500. Alex Highsmith has 21.5 sacks over the last 2 years. So Watt and Highsmith on the two sides, that's nasty. They signed Ravens free agent linebacker Patrick Queen. That's an impact move. This is not a great defensive defensive line when it comes to stuffing the run. And that's one of my bigger concerns about Pittsburgh this year is can opposing teams run the ball down their throat. But one thing they did do this offseason, they revamped the secondary. They traded for Carolina cornerback Dante Jackson. They signed Patrick Peterson and Keanu Neal. Joey Porter Jr. returns. And Minka Fitzpatrick, is he going to be healthy back from an injury? He had a really shitty season last year. And Fitzpatrick, in theory, either he's washed or he's going to return to current form. But there's hope for this secondary. I think it's a better unit than it was a year ago at this time. And again, it doesn't look like an elite defense. The pass rush is there, and that covers up for a lot of potential flaws as long as they stay healthy. Salary cap concerns have been a problem for Pittsburgh when it comes to depth and may well continue to be. And we haven't seen they haven't had a bottoming out season. They haven't had all right, crash and burn, let's going to rebuild this whole thing up. This year doesn't look like it either. That's not who Tomlin is. Pittsburgh fights. We talk about the schedule for the Steelers in 2024. AFC North teams face AFC West and NFC East teams. There are 3 extra games at Indy, at Atlanta, and the Jets. All teams lined in the 8.5, 9.5 range. We're not talking about the elite squads necessarily. We'll see how the Jets end up panning out at that stage of the campaign. But it's not a nightmarish schedule for the Steelers. We look, start Vegas, the Jets, the Giants, bye, Washington. A decent chance for a good start for this team. It's not like Atlanta's got a new coach, Denver's got to rebuild, Chargers have a new coach, they're coming east for there's reason to think that Pittsburgh may well overachieve again this year. They've overachieved in just about every recent season, and they're not a team I'm excited. If I'm playing Steelers season wins, I'm playing them over, not under. That's been fairly profitable throughout the Mike Tomlin era. Thank you so much for watching WagerTalk TV. Again, use promo code REPORT20 to get $20 off my NFL season win report. If you like this content, please hit that like button. Drop a comment below whether you agree or disagree with my assessment of the Steelers. And if you want more NFL team previews, be sure to click on one of the videos on your screen. Check that full playlist from WagerTalk.com. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your bets.